Hey, true crime fans, Nicole here. Boy, do I have a video for you today. What if I told you that there actually was such a thing as the perfect crime? What if I also told you that there was a connection between the Gabby Petito case and the JJ and Tylee Vallow case? Before we dive in, quick disclaimer. In no way am I endorsing crime. In no way am I telling anybody to go out and test this theory we're going to talk about today. Crime is bad, but we are going to be talking about the Constitution, and I firmly believe that violating the Constitution is also bad. There is a conflict between the Constitution and civil rights under a specific set of circumstances that would actually allow someone to get away with crime, including murder, and never be prosecuted. Those of you following the Lori Vallow case, and those of you that remember the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie case, they had one thing in common. Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park is one of America's most iconic landmarks. And while it's known for its stunning views and natural beauty, it's also home to a unique legal loophole that few people really know about. Located in a small section of the park, there's an area referred to as the Zone of Death. And this is where that Constitution and civil rights collide and create what we refer to as a constitutional loophole. Yellowstone National Park was established in 1872, and it was the first national park in the world. As a national park, crimes committed in the park are governed by federal law, not state law. Now, Yellowstone is predominantly situated in the northwest corner of Wyoming, but approximately 9% of the park overflows north into Montana and west into Idaho. It is the strip of park in Idaho where the constitutional loophole exists. When Congress established the park, it put the entire park in the District of Wyoming. The districts of Montana and Idaho were defined to exclude the parts of those states that were in Yellowstone Park. This makes the District of Wyoming the only district court that includes land in multiple states. Article 3, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution reads, "And such trial shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the state where the said crimes shall have been committed." Say that someone commits murder in the Idaho portion of Yellowstone. They would be arrested, arraigned in the park, and bound over for trial in Cheyenne, Wyoming. But Article 3, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution does not state where a jury must be pulled from. This is where the Sixth Amendment comes into play. The Sixth Amendment requires that the jury must be of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed. This means that any person charged with a crime, including murder, must be tried before a local jury. So if you committed murder within the Idaho portion of Yellowstone, Article 3, Section 2 requires the trial be held in the state of Idaho, but in the District of Wyoming. The Sixth Amendment then requires that the jury be from the state of Idaho and the District of Wyoming. In other words, the jury would have to be drawn from the Idaho portion of Yellowstone National Park, which according to the 2022 census has a population of precisely 0. Under those circumstances, the federal court would never be able to seat a jury of people living in Idaho and from within the greater Wyoming court district. So how did the cases of Lori Vallow and Gabby Petito come into play? If you remember, Vallow's children were last seen in Yellowstone, and Gabby Petito was murdered in Yellowstone. Because of these highly publicized cases, Colin Nash, who is a representative from Idaho, has submitted legislation to Congress to close the loophole. This was just submitted in 2022. Even though the legislation has been submitted, as of today, the loophole still exists. The biggest takeaway from this, besides don't go out and commit crime, is camp with someone you trust. All right, everybody, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I'm going to be starting 2 new series coming up very soon, so don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button and leave me a comment if you have any questions or you just want to let me know what you think. I do appreciate it. All right, everybody, have a great day.